What is up, y'all? It is me, Tasha C. And in this particular video recap, I will be talking and discussing about Greenleaf season 4, episode 8. Sorry, y'all. It is 3:31 in the morning. Saturday, if you want to be technically Saturday morning, October 26th. So yeah, I was determined to just go ahead and stay up and just record this and upload this later on today or Sunday, whatever I feel like it. But I am happy that I finally caught up with the currents in Greenleaf. But anyway, shout out to my YouTube fam. If you like what y'all are hearing, so don't forget to subscribe and like this video and share this video, because the more likes gets, the more it goes up and can be recognized and recommended. Get the video out there. Also, like I said again, I'm also recapping Tyler Perry's two new shows, which is The Oval and The Oval and Sisters, which also premiered just on the 23rd this Wednesday. So y'all want to check those out. Also, if y'all have watched, or if y'all get a chance to, please also watch So David Makes Man and watch my reviews, and also do like a comments of random topics and life, blah blah, and just videos. And I will be catching up with Love at the Locker Room, this, and be reviewing, capping things along, and a few other projects in the future, a little bit more. So anyway, okay. Now, we see the beginning of the episode, and I'm on top of the dome. Y'all new to this. I don't take notes, and especially I want to be taking notes, but like I said, I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm letting y'all know in advance. I know I'm ranting, but if I start yawning, y'all know why, okay? So I'm just letting you know in advance. It might be a couple times. Now we see the first scene, and there's a picture of Charity Case and Grace and whatever, and somebody picked up. Guess what? It's Judy. And she's like, "Oh, who's to just pick up somebody's photo? She already looked at it. What the heck? You gotta sit there and do a close up and take the whole photo and look at it and stuff like that. Like, oh, is this fake? Oh, she's so beautiful. I'm so sorry." So Grace wanna know. Oh, she takes the picture from her in a nice way, like maybe like get off the stuff. Get off, like you're already doing too much. So she's came in, on behalf of her daddy, because that's all she calls Bob the blocker all the time. It's daddy. So Judy. Rudy Judy, I'm just gonna call her whatever at the moment. I'll think of someone else. I don't know. We'll just call her Judy, because that's how annoying she sounds. Just Judy. So Judy is coming there on behalf, because first Grace thought, like, is it because of the song? That my sister wanted to like make it more cabaret. Is that no? Here's Judy. No, we're not trying to micro the size and stuff like that. I wanted to tell you about the projects we were doing, because I know Fernando was telling, has notified her dad, basically they know Gigi has been on her detective stuff, okay, about what's going on. But she's like, okay, this is a surprise, but I wanted to tell you this why we were buying all the land. And guess what? It's because we're going to make all of this. We're going to make this all this time. We're buying all the land to do this. We're going to make an exercise fitness center, and they're going to have personal trainers even tell you what to eat, better, what to wear. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't add in no damn hair salons and nail salons too. But they're like this. We're going to have a childcare center, blah blah blah. I'm surprised not a college of their own. But she'd be like, in 5 restaurants. 5 restaurants. Yeah, she's really about, what about they can spend their money here, and people can just, we can just put a center, and we should just spend it and make cabaret just, this, it's beyond a mega church. Like I said, it's a major bank cash register, okay? Because 5 restaurants for what? If you notice, there was no mention saying about if they have something to do with food. They're not talking about anything that actually would help the community. Like I said, they already have a homeless problem. Why they're not talking about doing anything like they're gonna have like a food bank for people or something like that, or have more days for food bank, or expand like some of their services, maybe some free care seminars or something like that. Maybe family training. It's just like I said. It's just all about profit. I'm surprised, like I said, she didn't add in a nail salon and all this other stuff the way she was talking about. And let's add in a Walmart on there if she can get part ownership, because that's what she's trying to do, is basically tell this Phil buys up later on that he didn't, here's Grace knows about this. Wait. Judy also goes to talk to Phil later during her visit. And he's like, okay, how does Grace know this information before I do? I at least want to know. And she's like, you'll get what you deserve in time, in due time. And what my daddy, no, she don't even say my daddy. Every time she talks, she's like, daddy says, and talking in terms as if the other person in the room has, that Bob the Barker is their daddy too. I don't recall her saying my in front of her daddy. She has to keep saying daddy, daddy. So, anyways, but she stands something like, you'll get in due return, but she's kind of giving him like this eye contact that makes it seem like it's more than what it was, or, whatever, okay? So, also there's a scene, so, when Gigi tells her parents this information, and also Jacob and Charity Case is in the room, and she's letting me know, like, this, what's going on, and the bishop was like, I can't believe this. What the heck is going on? Whatever. And so, how allegedly you're supposed to be not be taking care, not supposed to give any, have to give any money, cash on their own for this. And even, of course, Bishop is like, something ain't right. They're not doing this just for no reason at all. And here, I think this is what exactly they did to Jacob. Like, you know what? You did this, whatever. You had a part of responsibility. He's like, here you go, Jake. But I didn't know she was like, first it was Church of Saints with this stuff, and now it's this, whatever, putting like letting women lead you on or whatever the case is. And then I think they kind of zoomed in a little bit on James. I'm like, ain't that kind of what happened, like the Rochelle incident, and or whatever, or I don't think it was last name Skank, but I'm just saying that was something else, okay? So, anyways, but talking about like the irresponsibility, y'all. Now, Hell Lazarus is like taking over and buying all this land, to make this, like I said in a minute, they might as well add their own amusement park to there too, okay? Or recording studio, what else, okay? So, anyway, that's what they're talking about. So also there's another scene, like I said, I'm not going to go over everything, but there is a scene where Clarissa Springs et al. Wants to talk to the dad. Like, remember, like how Fernando was asking all these questions about their like the house and what room it goes to before it dies. Now, before she goes to meet with Bishop, whatever Christina, she talks to Jacob for a minute, but Jacob does ask her, like, where was she doing in Fernando's office? And she basically was able to flip him over, and he still gets like, I was getting some cufflinks. Now, if y'all know, if y'all paid attention, she's talking about she was going to get some cufflinks. Remember, I was talking about the cufflinks like he had. The bitch still never showed any cufflinks. So where are the cufflinks? She didn't even say anything about no order, nothing like that. And Gigi didn't obviously tell everything because remember, she said that she was getting another signature. So now that's two different things. Signature, cufflinks are two totally different things. And she didn't have to actually go up there to get him. She could have just like whatever how the way they got in contact about the land, whatever. She didn't have to go face and face in order to get these couplets. But then she was able to say, so what did you thought I meant? But that was right before he asked, she started asking him, like, what does the land go to? What, who's it go to when your parents pass? And Bishop ain't looking about that stuff. Sadly, there are some people who are waiting for people to die or speed up the process, waiting not, whatever, so they can get whatever profit and will, or whatever, something in return, okay? Unless they really can't stand the person, but out of rest. But just waiting for somebody to die so you can get some money or some land, basically. And Jake was like, what the heck? And she's like this, well, if it goes to charity, because probably no 9 cents going to be all three of y'all. We can have them buy me out. Jacob like ain't good think about that. But that's when he brought up Ferrando, and she gonna bring the couplings. Just to remind him, like, here you are, Jezebel's fool, or something with your Jezebel spirit, and all the nights that she had to be sleeping by herself in the room, them nights when you were doing the stuff, and Jacob was able to, she was able to diffuse Jacob for what the mess that she did, or attention. But like I said, she was talking about the cufflinks. Where are they at? She didn't even say there was special mail order. Did she make a PayPal amount? Did she use Square to swipe the card? That's what I'm saying. That she was able to jump from talking about some cufflinks and then on top of that, um, the custom made cufflinks. Now, two, why would he want some cufflinks? And I don't know. He really didn't really. I don't think they really talked about the land was from Helen Hazardous too much. I think I didn't notice that or pay attention to that much. And so why the hell we want some cufflinks customized? I mean, especially if you really paid attention to it, why we want some cufflinks unless what is supposed to make his suits look better? When he go next job interview and stuff like that. I'm just saying, what's perfectly scored? Is their anniversary? I'm just saying, is if Jacob was really like, if he thinks about it, maybe he'll see like how she just completely was able to wrap it around and just was like, oh yeah, I am the F up. That's pretty much how she was able to put it in his head without being able to like explain what was her real reason there. But it is also suspicious about her keep asking about the will. So let me go back fast forward what I was talking about beforehand. So she ends up like talking, seeing Bishop, I think they're in the closet, whatever. Like I said, the house is so big as heck, so I don't know where the heck they at. But she was like, "Do you have a minute, basically?" And you know how Zora the Explorer is making, this romantic. So because they decide that they're gonna go ahead and make this, like this instant. Well, I'll get to it in a minute. But also, Bob, I forgot to mention earlier as well that when they were talking and Gigi was talking about this, all the stuff they're supposed to make on Hells and Hazardous that they're trying to plan and make, you know. Also, Jacob finally admits to Lady May and Bishop, and because Gigi didn't say anything neither about it, that about um charity case with of hooking up with paying films. She's had a thing and they like each other, so they're like, oh my gosh. So there's a scene with Lady May and also forgot to mention Lady May and like I said, let's do a festival. And actually, Gigi are still bonding, kind of the way, but it's sad what they're bonding about because Lady May understands how Gigi feels because both of Lady May's like, what the heck did I, like what did I do wrong? This is showing like a bad of a mother that I am because about the choices of men that Charity case makes, whatever. I think Charity did say this. She did say she bathed Nathan. That was a start. She finally did something. Okay. Because, like I said, Marcel is always with the baby. Okay. So, anyway, like I said, and then Gigi and her, when her lady maid, her were talking, were also talking about, well, she wished she could have told AJ say she loved him. So they both understand, like, feeling like, because, like how you raise, like, sometimes if your kids don't come out to who you want them to be or who what they're God's plan for them or whether you believe in him or not, whatever, or just come out to be like this, you know they just understand, like, they wish things were different and maybe they should have done this and done this as mothers or whatever, and but they just have like an understanding. So then they decide, like, you know what, we're gonna plan like this party because we found out later on about like the deacons board because that's what there's another scene with Judy. The next day you got Connie Cash on people the board. Now she's also talking about now this plan of all the subjugation stuff of then no cash or whatever like that. But what they want to return is they want 50% of the board members, 12 board members and stuff like that. And they're all like, Connie Cash out just like this. Yeah, that's not a good idea. So they're they're on that stuff. So, anyways, fast forward back when Lady May and Gigi are talking, they come up like Lady May comes on. Let's do an improv engagement party, basically to hopefully get the deacons to be on the side, not go on with this trash that Helen Hazardous is trying to do. Okay, and basically, but Gigi was like, trying to make sure that it doesn't look she's a good cop and not it's not like a setup to like get the votes or people to be on their side basically, but in a way it's like, no, this game. She was like, kind of cash out. The way that she's gonna come is if you don't invite her. and she finds out about it, she'll come about it because she's one of those type of people who wants to feel important type of person. So, yeah. So, of course, when Connie Cash Out finds out, we see later on she goes to Connie, no, Canny. Oh, I always get her name was Connie, Karen, I'm just gonna call her Karen this week. Karen, and says like, I think I lost my invitation in the junk mail box. Can you send it? Karen's like, okay, I'll just send it. I'll send it to you. Just let it be notified you're on the list. So Karen was looking at her watch like, dang, that was right on time, right? So, like I said, so going back, let me go fast forward again. Like I said, I know flip flopping. But we also have the scene, like I said, fast forward, that Carissa Maynard wanted to talk to Bishop and talk about Dora Zora, like I said, which I said a little earlier, wants to make this, this presentation and all this stuff for this engagement party now, right? But guess what? Um, Now she wants, she needs your marriage license. I don't know what the hell they would need marriage license for. Don't people use stuff like marriage photo? I mean, since they've been married before in this case, but since engaged party photos or stories where we met or whatever, but not no stuff about a marriage license. So, Bishop, goes into their big ass closet that is actually during their room. I think it is a room. Shoot. There's a little painting, and they have the little safe, behind it. I thought they were gonna have like one of them safes, like the one where you spin the wheel basically on the thing. So they moved. I think Bishop was explaining because he was talking to her while he was like down those, but she was behind him enough to see. Because first he said she could have just stayed there, but she's like, oh, I got time. Yeah, I bet you do got time, because but he didn't click in his head like, why would she want the marriage license and just come and follow him she could go ahead and follow him while I do that. So of course he's turning it to the left, turn to the right. And of course Carissa is paying attention. He's also talking about like offering that they can keep their wills and stuff and papers in here because they kept their stuff in there now due to the fact of ever since Mac or something like that, he doesn't go to the bank or something ever since retired or something like that. And we're just talking. Carissa's paying attention to the numbers down the left, so he does find stuff. And then she even does find the marriage license. Then she had her audacity that it's like, oh, so y'all keep the will here? You like, yeah, whatever, but he's like, here you go. And then she gets it like, thank you. And as soon as she gets the marriage license, here's Lady Mae coming in there, and they gave both her Carissa was playing on her, both give this look like, what, bitch, but they not saying no words, and then she just walks away with it. And then, of course, Lady Mae go ask her fiance, also used to be husband, like what was going on with her. He was like, oh, she just needed the marriage license or something like that, or whatever. And he was like, like kind of, disagreement. He was, I don't know if it was calm down, but Lady Mae got that look like she knows something is on. Whatever. Whatever, right? So we also have another scene where I think it was around the same time. Bishop goes talks to Charity in the kitchen, and he reminds her like, I do know that you and Philip are together. I was told that. And Bishop should have said something because the first thing, of course, she thought was, oh, I know Grace must have told you. He was like, your sister and your brother are just, concerned about you. That's all I want to know. And he's just like, like you have to be careful and stuff like that. She's like, why, Dad? Why? Make a little short, okay. So basically, it's like, what? Just invite him to the engagement party then. She's like, thank you. But, like I said, he should have actually said something when she said that, okay? So, anyways, there's also another scene. Jacob goes to visit Dante. I don't know if it was at his house. I don't know if it was a gaming place, whatever, to talk to him. So, he decides to like come up with an idea that probably would help him where he doesn't have to apologize, but people could see him when he keeps him like probably get him off the bench. So he says like maybe LeBron like made his own school and stuff like that. And Dante first was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. So he was like, you can probably profit, help out the school, or you can even help out, the school of excellence. And Dante's like, wait a minute, ain't that your wife's school? And he was like, yeah, but And so, of course, Dante's thinking, like, and that's which understandable, which is true. Like, so wait a minute. So you call yourself trying to use me and give money to the school, whatever. You just like everybody. She's like Nikki and everybody else, blah, 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 trying to use me and get in my pockets. He was like, and I was going to pray for you. So he just walks off, whatever. So again, Jacob, he should have just left it alone. Then as soon as Dante just said his school, now less Dante said what school should he give to, maybe it would have. I don't know if it still would have like that. He was like, well, just sort of added some schools and then slide in his the wife's school. But he's like, give to any school you want. I could just blah 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 blah. But it's up to you. Just would have just left it like that. Don't even say no school names. Well, unless he asked for specific ones, like, okay, do you want to help this? Do you want this community? But actually shouldn't have brought the school of excellence. Okay. It just should have left it alone. Even though he was trying to think like it could have been a win-for-win situation for everybody. No. Okay. He needed to cook it and wonder why his wife was wondering all his questions about the wheel and who's it goes to and stuff like that. Because something is wrong with that. So, anyways, after that failure meeting, um, now we got one more scene we're going to talk about. Then we go to the party because it's pretty much the last couple scenes. Now, we also have Nikki and Zora. They're up there looking at the photographs and stuff like that of, still the projector and going over stuff. And Sophia comes in. And Sophia, like, knows Nick, but you could tell, like, her body language and stuff, like, she's just annoyed by how it seemed like she's been replaced. But Sophia, unfortunately, ever since, I mean, it's sad that she's kind of has been dissing herself ever since, unfortunately, the tragedy of, not knowing that knowing that she's not going to have any kids and having to have a hysterectomy, basically, I think, and in addition to stuff. And ever since this AJ this has been really dissing herself because even though they're like sit down or whatever, so it's like sit down on the couch and blah blah blah. You could tell like Nikki and Zora's bonding. Even though I still think Nikki has ulterior motives and she's gonna be wanting to do more bonding than just like friendship wise. Okay, but anyway. So Sophia, you could tell, is kind of like whatever and doesn't want to be there. So let's get into that because also Judy has found out about this engagement party, and then goes to Grace. Like, Grace, did you tell your parents about the party and about? I mean, not the party, but about this stuff going on. She's like, but then she's questioning the purpose of the engagement party stuff. Even she's like, well, it seems like some type of thing. She's like, no, my parents just want to have an engagement party. She was like, okay, well, invite me then. And so she like, okay, I'll invite you. I don't know. Grace was like, this bitch, why don't she go back to where the heck she came from? So anyway, y'all, I think this next day after, whatever it is, we go fast forward to the party. It's lovely and blah blah blah, and so forth. And let's go to one scene. You got Nikki and Zora with each other, and I think she's one of the board members or something like that. She's talking to the girls, and they're saying, I think Zora saying some message about Malcolm X, and they were talking about, I think Dante's like really deep and down, he's a good guy or something like that thing. And then also Sophia comes up, right? And she's like, oh, how are you? And who are you? And so she was like, I'm Sophia. She was like, Sophia? I thought she was Sophia. And they just like kind of had laughed, like the lady and Sophia, Nikki, they kind of like walked off. And Sophia feels some type of way, so she walks off from the thing. And by the way, I forgot to mention one more thing before I go to the party that was important. When Charity invites Phil the Penguin to the party. And even the reaction should have been with Charity that she should have known something was wrong. Because he's just like, oh, you invited me to Paris. So they know about us, how they feel. She's like, oh, well, I mean, they're inviting me to their engagement party stuff, whatever. And here's Phil like, well, I don't know how to feel about it because all may come out with this is like a girlfriend. I don't know. And she was like, if you feel some type of way or you don't want to be around it, we might just let me go. She might as well just let me go or something like that. But, he's like, no, I'll go. But still, Charity is not paying attention to the warning signs about the real intentions of Phil. Even though he may be starting to feel stuff like that, the fact of his hatred or like thing of wanting to take down Grace so bad is still really disturbing, even if he so-called is starting to have feelings for whatever. And for us feelings whatever for Charity case. So anyways, let's go fast forward back to the party. So Sophia storms out, whatever, and we're gonna go to that scene. Now, straight to that scene. Now, she's in, I guess, in Zora's room or whatever. I don't know if it's a one-bedroom cabinet or nothing like that. But she's like, hello, and some car pulls up. And she put the headphones back on for a second coming there. Now, somebody just opened the door and she'll say, Zora. It turns out she goes to the room. It's Dante. Now, they just leaving the damn doors open is the first concern in the first place. Second of all, they got ballet, they got artists, got bartenders. Like I said, it's like they can have a whole club or bar or something right in their house, or teas and crumplets place or whatever, a Starbucks, whatever. Just the fact is how big this place is and how they have all these people here, Valley Park, like I said, all this stuff. But where's the security? I thought it was like a gated area, as big as that place is, and the people they're a gated area. So how is he able to just go in there and just open up the door or know it's open like it ain't nothing? But wait a minute, it was open, I think, when he came to get Nikki. When Nikki, I think, was slowly about to first try attempt to kiss on, or um, quote, turn out Zora the Explorer. So like I said, for him to know that, so he's bringing the box, and Sophia's like, oh hi, whatever. So he was like, oh, I was just bringing the stuff in, Nikki's box. So like I said, he put her out actually, like I said, because he feel like she's about the money. Probably she is. So, anyways, then he finally asked her, because first Sophia asked him, oh, so you or Nikki are done? So I think Sophia, even though I think she knew that, of course, Zora had a crush on Dante, she really feels like, oh, since Nikki is replacing me, whatever, I guess she's about, I can take, who used to have or whatever, thinking like, if say she, hooks up with Dante, possibly, whatever, that would be she has revenge on her heart, because this is what didn't make any sense. Now she knew that he was with Nikki, and then he was like, "Oh, I ain't with her no more," whatever, blah blah blah. So the next thing we know, he asked her who she is. Oh, I'm the project daughter. I used to be the pastor, Grace, but I don't know my place anymore. And then he was like, "Who you are?" I'm Sophia. And he's like, gonna ask her, oh, do you want to ride somewhere? Sometimes it's cool just to drive anywhere. She was like, sure. Sophia, what the hell is wrong with you? Even though that's Nikki, y'all don't even know who Nikki is. Y'all just gonna go with that. What ride are you going to? Are you just going to ride in the car? Or are you going to ride something else? That's what I'm saying. Okay. Are you going to be riding a stick? And I'm not talking about in the vehicle. So, that's attached to moves the car and shifts gears from gears. Okay. Is that next? Anyway, I was just like, oh my goodness. So, anyways, we got the party, and now, also too, Judy is there by herself, and whatever, and she's awkward in the corner. Then of course, Philip would talk to Bishop for a second. He was just, asking like, hey, how you doing, blah blah blah, and we had a little disagreements, whatever. But of course, here's Phil's attention, like, hopefully, it goes. We'll see where it goes, but hopefully it goes well, and blah blah blah, and everything else. So after the little talk, says hi to Lady May, and Lady like, oh, can we take, well, as Lady May called earlier when she found out, well, right before Jacob told about what Phil did, she called him, what did that greasy ball? What did she call him? Greasy? What is this greasy tail? Well, she right about that. Greasy Phil. Greasy Phil the Penguin. I should start calling Greasy Phil, because that's pretty much what he is, okay? But Bishop tells Lady May he would not give his blessing, and they realize too, because one thing is, if he was really concerned about his true intentions of chastity, okay, to be with her, or he really had intention of, it was really like a test that he really cared for her, even just for the fact of her, then he would quit his job. No, not little do they know. Not only he's trying to keep his job or whatever, he's trying to sabotage Grace, and sabotage, not only sabotage Grace, that will actually sabotage Cavalry from getting, everything, or putting. But like I said, just basic Cavalry will be caged. That's just gonna be their new damn name, caged. So anyway, um, they talk, but like I said, Judy's by herself and whatever. So he going ahead to talk to her. But around that same time, with Philip was around there as well. I think before or after he talked to the daddy, and Gigi was trying to talk to a Charity Case and say like, oh, okay, I see your man came here, whatever. She's like, don't say nothing to me. You know how she is. That type of talk, like, Brian, don't be trying to be friendly with me now. And you on some stuff, whatever. You had to tell certain things or whatever. And she's like, well, we had to do what we had to do, because she doesn't know that their dad had told Charity that he knows about the relationship, but then he disclosed that he didn't say which one of them told. So of course, like I said, Charity already has issues with Grace as is. So we add on to that. So she up here, you don't say no, like don't say nothing to me. And of course, Gigi started putting on know why. And she was like, and you got the nerves to be, and you be who try to pretend like you so gracious and thou, whatever the heck she was saying, like that you always some foul stuff, and you still some foul stuff today, basically. She's like, what are you talking about? And she could have said it loud enough, whatever, where if people right there could have heard herself like, you the one who lied for your son when he got arrested and stuff like that, but I'm not the one to say anything. You just said it. And Chris like, calm down, like mute that down a little bit, whatever. And, she walk away because you know how Charity case is. But now she has again a problem with Grace. So in the meanwhile, when Phil goes over there to talk to June for a second because she's near the bar, and Charity and him were talking for a second. He said, you know what, that's supposed to be Grace plus one, and I'm just gonna go over there and talk to her. And Judy, and because they're not too far away from the bar, so Charity goes to go get some champagne or whatever, and Judy makes a comment. Oh, so you're flirting or you talking to the locals, okay? And he's like, it's not like that. It's more like she was like, oh, just like it was with me. Oh, so he was smashing with his rod, Judy too. So you feel like I said that is Greasy Phil the Penguin. Now let's start calling him. So that's what comes out. So also around this time too, when Lady Nate's about to start preaching the world and announcements about you can't just go 50-50, especially in relationships, or I don't know if she was calling partnerships or just relationships, marriage and stuff. Cool. You gotta make sure God is in there. God is in there, okay? Don't let it be where you just get 50-50, God's in there. So when she starts saying her speech, y'all, here goes all of a sudden, Carissa's spinning around. I gotta go. So she go up the stairs and stuff, right? She goes in and like I said, she goes behind the picture of the painting. And she goes there, she clicks one side, two side. So like I said, she only see the first three things, but she didn't get a chance to see. But she put her ear to the little safe and here's that click. So when she opens it, y'all, guess what? It's nothing but dust. It's in there. Lady May took all that paper rock. She was like, you know, that was the highlight of the night. Woo! And here could Carissa, just slip. Ooh, that tickled me. So Carissa sprayed it all, basically learned how to do a safe and did all that foul stuff. See, God don't like ugly. He ain't found it pretty neither. Because Carissa, you just ugly. Just Carissa explains it all. So, anyways, I don't think she even came back to the gangster party after that. I think she went home and, she went her wing partners home, and probably went and just did like this and folded her arms and just got on the bed and just started crying. I don't know. Because I don't think they went back to her after that. So, then Judy went also and Layman was talking whatever, or the party I think was starting to end. Judy's leaving and Phil's walking her to the car. And even though Charity, knows that, of course he knew Judy for all these years, she's not understanding why does he have to follow her to the car too, or follow her. Did anybody notice that? Like something seemed questionable when he had to even follow. Okay, maybe it's so. Of course, when she's going to get the ballet, she's like, she just found out 3 days ago that her husband is divorcing her. And she was like, oh, so you're happy with that girl, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, are you okay to drive? Yeah, I'm okay to drive. She's getting in a car from ballet and just leaving. So I wonder is that going to come. So when he's talking about the Grace thing, whatever the case is, I would love for, Phil to be exposed. And, the things is how I wonder how it's going to be because, like I said, with Charity, when Phil, also, I forgot to mention, the same time Bishop was talking to Cherry about knowing about Philip, she also wanted to say, he's such a good guy, which she already came up with, but also said, he's such a good guy, and I'll tell you this, Dad, that he is Bob the Blocker, and he writes his memoirs, blah, blah, blah. And, Bishop was like, nah, man, you mean to tell me he this way, whatever, and he dumb too? Oh my gosh. So fast forward towards the end of the night. So when everybody start leaving, you hear this. You hear the clap like this, the sarcastic clap. they're doing. Guess who it is? Connie Cash Out, Krabby Connie or whatever. Okay, and here she's got her audacity to say, Lady May, um, that was a great performance. First, this not engagement part. First what you did, to save the name or try to save the name. I don't know. I think she was able to save the foundation. Now this bitch had the nerve, audacity to say that Lady Nay made that up about being molested by her dad. And she was like, why make something like this? Well, I don't know. You seem like you do anything. Well, Connie, you should know how. I mean, just because she was cash register, she's being so now she's starting to get, she started to get more suited up and all that stuff, whatever, and stuff too. I noticed too. But she had the nerve to say that, basically. And you know what? Lady May, could have really went off her, but you know what she did? She opened the door and was like this, uh, basically like go, let be God, go with God, basically, and told her to leave. She lucky, but she didn't push her downstairs. I'm sorry, that was wrong for me thinking. But I'm just saying, kind of keeps trying it. So, also towards the end, um, now Bishop goes to talk to Charity, and he says something, whereas, she was like, you know what, honestly, in his opinion, that's what he said to her. He was like, did you know what, basically, because he talked real deep, whatever. He basically said for Charity to go ahead, which is already like, okay, she's a grown ass woman, you know what I mean? She's going to take her chance, and they should know based on the history that the way that she is, she's going to rebel even more. And the fact is, the real reality, she's still a grown woman. So he suggested to her, until Grace, and already at work, that is a trigger for her. Okay, even hearing the word Grace. And he was like, until Grace becomes, the head pastor of the place, she should put the relationship completely with Phil on ice. And of course, she feels that way because, like I said, Phil's, not Philip, but Bishop asking her to stop a relationship on behalf as if she is underage and controlling it is already taking chances as is, because really he shouldn't have done that. But he said, well, if it's meant to be, then it will still, he'll survive after that. But she was clarity in the morning or something like that or whatever. And of course, Cherry, because even she said Grace, so Grace and blah blah blah. So the next morning in the last scene, this bitch goes to go see Phil, and she was like, go send the tape to Bob. I don't care, send it to Bob. And they're holding hands, and so now she's okay, send the tape to Bob. Of course, Phil has a smile on his face. Phil, those greasy penguins, has a smile on his face because now he gets to fulfill his snakish ways and whatever, and also maybe to keep his position, because also it's a thing of like, okay, Grace is not supposed to be higher in position than what it is. He wants to be the only one, the only, he wants to keep his sidekick's position. He's been holding on for how many years and still has not got to the position he wants, or even has tried to start off himself again or whatever. So they just smile, and that's the credits. Sorry, y'all. It's a little bit longer than usual. Yeah, right about now. But yeah, it is 4:48 in the morning, and I am done. Hugs and loves, everybody. Have a blessed weekend. Good night, and I'll see y'all in the next one, next review video. But I'm taking my tail to sleep. I's tired. Okay. But anyway, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed, and take care. Okay. Hopefully this thing stops. I just said stop.